Alright, chat, welcome in everybody. Oh no, wait. Okay, there we go. Little fella's back on beanbags. We have some Nocturin. Sorry, chat, I have a bit of a cough. Heads up, so does Rose, just so y'all know. But yeah, we have Construct here today. We have some Nocturin SMP lore, which I'm excited about. I don't think we have any major trigger warnings. They're gonna be talking about some things that happened recently, but nothing bad. So, but as always, just in case, make sure to take care of yourselves. And a reminder with this one, since this is Construct, and they are different from my other allies, they do not talk to flowers. The chat is their magic speaking to them. So they are a lot more likely to listen to y'all. But also keep in mind this is a well put together city leader. We are going to be having stream with Rose today, aka their character Winter. But yeah, everything's working, so let's head in. Let's say hi to Construct. God, I'm exhausted. But I know, I need to get up. I have more work I need to get done. Hey there. I know, I'm moving. Stay there, Blossom. I know I need to get back to work. I don't really have time to charge right now. It's fine. I'm just... I'm tired. I slept all I needed. I'm just... God, everything that's been happening. But I have to keep a smile on. I can't disappoint anybody. Kieran needs to be able to grieve, and in turn, I have to deal with it. Oh. Hi, Tempest. Okay, let's sit down. Dolly will be working here soon. Okay. I can't look at that right now. I went for some of our tests already. I just have to hope for the best. God, some of these feel ridiculous now. So many notes, and for what? I don't even know. I'm tired. Everything's so much right now. I can't even talk to Karen about everything that's going on. She's busy and she needs time to heal. I offered what I could in the moment, but
I need to focus on work. That's what I can do. I need to file the paperwork so Dahlia can work with us. Um, I need to talk to the other city leaders about Miles. What? What else? God, I don't even know. Mm, I just, I, I miss him. I don't know what to do. Everyone's checking in on Kieran, so I know she has people around her to help. Mm.
Interrupting you?
Winter, sorry, I wasn't expecting you. No, you're not interrupting me.
I feel as though that is a lie.
Um, I, I've been busy. I Things have been going on.
Would you like to sit down and talk about it?
Mm, that would be nice. Let me just put away some extra food I have on me in my room real quick, okay?
Okay. I brought pudding. Is that okay?
That's lovely. Thank you, Winter. Mild immersion break, sorry chat. I forgot to put on Construct's little eye cover. That's not canon. We're gonna ignore that happened. Construct was supposed to put that on when they woke up. Shh, it's okay, chat. Mm. Sorry about that. Sometimes my
You're
pockets get a bit too full.
alright.
Um, do you want to sit down?
We can sit. Some pudding.
Thank you. I realize I haven't had any fresh food in a while.
Oh, goodness.
Things have been busy.
I can tell. Would you like to tell me about it?
It's probably best for you to know what's been going on. Uh, well, I know you probably heard about it, but we had a festival a little bit ago. Um, During the festival, someone decided to talk bad about the gods, and in turn, a portal opened with new people. It seems like they're also having an issue with magic.
Seems to be quite a common issue now.
It is. From what it sounds like, there's a. I'm not sure if illness is the proper term to use for it, but going through. Their portal is still around. We can go through it, but I wouldn't suggest it. It's one, extremely hot there, but also it's going through it risks a corruption of sorts. It causes people to become more animalistic and aggressive, I think is the proper terms to use.
Ah, I will
So,
keep that in mind then.
mhm. um, so we had some new people come in through that. We're working on getting them all adjusted. Bit hectic, but we're getting it done, I hope. We. The other issue is that with that was. Oh, the festival was, as I'm sure you know, to celebrate the gods the city follows. Um, each city leader was supposed to talk about their respective god, and, well, Miles didn't show up. All of us were assuming he was either sleeping through or working on some new project.
Hmm. He does typically do
He does, and I saw him that morning, so makes sense. Um, we, bluntly saying, the other day we found a skull that matched Miles's DNA.
that.
So all tests result in the possibility that Miles is no longer with us. I've done countless spells trying to track him, trying to find his vitals, anything. There's no match. Um, some of the other people already know Kieran was one of the people that was aware of it.
I see.
Yeah, so we're just dealing with all of that. Just trying to figure out what to do.
Mhm.
Um,
Did anything else happen?
I'm trying to keep up with everything. I know I'm missing things. I think those were some of the bigger things that happened. The festival, the new people. Um, it's not infectious from person to person. I will admit, with the corruption, it's only if you go there, from what I can tell. Or maybe it's just the
Anything you
people from
want
there.
to talk about?
Uh, what?
Anything happen that you want to talk about?
I mean, no. Um, besides everything that's been happening, um recently got an assistant. Things have been getting busy, and I needed some extra help. Don't know what else. Sorry, I'm not as put together as I'd prefer
You
to
do
be.
not need to apologize. It seems like a lot.
Uh, yeah, it, it is.
Who's your assistant?
Uh, Dahlia, she was talking to me the other day, and subject of work got brought up, and she offered to be around and help. I need to finish the paperwork, so she's legally working for me.
That makes sense.
Mm. She's got the experience, so it helps.
It does often help.
What have you been up to? I'm sorry, I've only been talking about
Um,
myself.
that is no issue. I am the one who asked.
Mm.
But I have not been up to much. I've just been working on stuff.
What have you been working on?
Um, it is difficult to explain without it sounding odd.
I don't mind listening.
It is very common for my kind to have nests, I believe I have mentioned, but a lot of the placements here don't have much room for what we typically do. So I have been underground a lot of the time, burrowing for a nest, I guess, if
Oh,
that makes sense.
yes, I get burrowing. It's been a long time since I've done that, but yes, I understand what you're talking about.
Mhm. That is where I have been mostly.
Mm. Well, if you're comfortable, maybe in the future you can show me where your burrow is.
Perhaps.
Well, it sounds like you're doing well at least. It's good to hear.
Mhm. Yeah. Would you mayhaps like to move to the kitchen? Do some cooking?
That that sounds really nice. Yes, I think I need to get out of my office.
Then let's do that.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. We always seem to have that issue with doors, both of us trying
Quite
to close
often,
them.
yes. Rude.
Oh,
It's, this is just rude.
well, that's one way to be introduced to the kitchen.
Yeah. Both
Go
with
ahead.
an arrow in us.
Mhm. Go ahead. You usually take the lead in the kitchen.
Who didn't put their pans away?
I think that might have been Kieran. She was here the other
What?
day.
I don't have a pickaxe. The oven.
I have a pickaxe. It's okay.
Why is the oven gone?
I don't know.
What has happened?
I think Kieran took the liberty to rearrange some things.
The entire counter is just missing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where the counter went. Oh,
Strange.
I found them.
You found the counter? How does that happen? What?
I don't know. I won't lie. Kieran moved things when I wasn't in here.
Let's see. Here. Hang on.
Mm.
We'll make chocolate.
That that sounds nice. Could you remind me how to do that again?
Hmm. In the pot, you'll put the cocoa beans, the sugar, and the milk. Make sure to only put one bottle at a time, though, otherwise it kind of evaporates all the rest of the milk and the
Understood.
bottles. It also takes the bottles. Um,
Understood. I'll be aware of that.
we need, is it bowls? It is bowls. You'll just keep mixing it until it comes together, not even let it cool.
Understood. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
You just repeat the process with the milk. It would be much easier if it didn't all evaporate, but you know how, I guess, pots work here, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
How are you feeling?
What?
How are you feeling? You talked about quite a lot happening, and you seem relatively, well, no, you seem very distressed by a lot of it.
Uh.
So I'm wondering how you are feeling.
Sorry, I just wasn't expecting anyone to ask me that question.
Why would you not?
Well, everyone else is dealing with their own things about this, so.
Does that mean you are not?
I mean,
Just because other people are also experiencing grief, does that not mean you are not?
I am experiencing my own grief. I just can't really share it as much as the others.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I'm a city leader. I have to
And
keep myself composed.
is Kieran also not a city leader? Is Kieran also not allowed to show grief?
No, she is, and she is showing her grief. I
Then why are you not allowed to?
One of us has to be composed and able to handle our job still.
That is not how grief works. It's not how feelings work.
Well, she's a lot more vocal about her feelings, and so she's.
Just because someone else is louder about how sad they are does not mean other people aren't also sad. Kieran deserves comfort, but that does not mean you do not.
I guess. I mean, she's struggling with everything. She needs more attention.
That does not mean you don't also deserve the attention. You are also struggling with a lot.
I guess, but.
The examples you give show no real difference other than what you seem to be convincing yourself of.
Well, she's more angry about the situation. From what we can tell, the reason Miles is passed is because of Lux. She's talking about trying to take action against a god. She's talking about revenge.
Are you
She'd need.
angry?
Of course I'm angry. I'm furious,
Then I
but
see no difference.
her anger's more volatile sometimes.
Again, that does not mean you are not able to show your feelings.
I guess, but
You do not need to be loud about how you feel in order to feel.
if I'm loud about it, it'll take the attention away from Kieran, and she needs other people to be there for her.
You don't need to be loud, but that You deserve comfort. I think Kieran does as well, but so do you.
Mm, I,
There is no difference. There is no one deserves more than the other or one needs it more than the other. You both need it.
I, mm, I don't know.
Do you actually not know, or are you just running out of ways to justify your thought process?
I'm running out of ways to justify.
Mm. Then that typically means that that line of thought or conclusion is incorrect.
But it's not. That's how things have always been.
That does not make them right.
Mm, it does. Karen needs more than me.
That is not how it works. Just because something has been a certain way for a long time does not make it something that is correct. If that was how it worked, then people would not change. The way we live now would not be the way we live now because things would be stagnant, wouldn't it?
I guess you're correct. There's always a source of change no matter what.
Just because something has been one way for a long time doesn't mean that way is right. It's just what is familiar.
But familiar can be right.
It can be, but it also cannot be.
Mm, but Kieran's emotions are more important than mine.
No,
What do you mean, no?
that isn't how feelings work. One isn't just more important than the others. You are both people who are both experiencing grief and both experiencing anger. There is no difference in the level of importance of how you're feeling. You are
I,
both feeling and you both deserve the same level of comfort.
but hers are more important.
Why?
Uh, mm,
Give me a reason that I have not already explained.
because we're not equal. She's above me, so
Why?
because I, mm, um, um, the chocolate you gave me is done.
Mhm. You have not told me why.
I don't know how to explain why.
Do you actually not know why? Or have you run out of ways to justify your line of thought?
Uh, both. Both.
Kieran is not above you in any way. You are both people. You are both city leaders. You both work together. You both work with people. There is no reason for one of you to be above or below the other. At the end of the day, We all stand on the same ground. We all feel the same feelings.
Hmm.
No one's feelings are more important than another's.
I guess you're right, yeah. I just... hmm. It's... I don't know what to say.
It's okay. Let's see.
Hmm?
What do you want to make with the chocolate?
Oh, what can we make?
We can make chocolate glazed cookies. We can make chocolate tarts. We can make chocolate cake.
Could we make some tarts?
Of course, we'll need buckets.
Do we have any in here?
I do not believe so.
Out of all the things we have in this kitchen,
We need to make sweet dough. I have the wheat and the sugar, but we don't have any buckets.
there's probably some at the farm. We can go there.
All right.
Mhm.
Is there anything in particular that led you to believe your feelings were less important? Jump scare. Hello. Perhaps torches are necessary for this area.
We've never had this issue before.
Well, now we are.
I'll keep that in mind. Sorry, what were you asking? I was a bit distracted by the explosion.
No, I also got a little distracted. Is there any reason in particular that led you to feeling like your feelings were less important?
Um, I... A couple of things, I guess.
Would you be comfortable explaining?
I can try. I can't promise anything.
That's all right.
Mm.
You?
Hmm. I... Kieran's more vocal about her emotions. It shows more in her actions. She seems to struggle with controlling them as much. So they're more important to address.
What has led you to that belief or that conclusion? That because they are louder, they need more attention?
Well, we're city leaders. In the public eye, we still need to keep ourselves together. Kieran struggles with that, so she needs more attention so she can have help with it.
You are not as vocal, so you believe you do not need the attention?
Exactly. Why would I need the attention when it can go to Kieran?
But it still affects your work, does it not?
Not as much, and over time it will stop.
I believe that is a lie.
What do you mean?
A lot of times, even if people are not vocal about how they feel, it still affects how they are, how they act, how they perceive things.
Mm.
You did not notice I was in your office until several minutes after I had said something.
Oh, I didn't know you were there for several. Apologies for not realizing you were
I
there
stood.
sooner.
That is what I mean.
Mm.
You lose focus. You are distressed. It is a lot.
I just need to get myself together. Once
It's
I'm...
not how it works. You can't just get it together.
Why not? That's how it's worked in the past.
Has it really?
Of course, yes.
So you have had situations in which you have ignored the importance of your own feelings and have felt better about it afterwards?
I
No
mean,
ill feelings about it, not still upset about it. It just went away.
not necessarily like that, no.
Then it did not work.
It became less of a bother for others.
That is not the point. It still affects you, does it not?
Uh, yes, but what affects me isn't as important.
It is important. You just keep convincing yourself that it isn't, and you let other people convince you that it isn't.
No one's trying to convince me that it isn't.
They don't have to do so directly.
What do you mean by that?
Ignoring your problems, not asking you how you feel, allowing you to convince yourself that it isn't important, or acting in ways that indirectly push you down are indirect ways of further convincing you your feelings are not important. I am not saying that people do this intentionally. I do not believe most people here have ill intent, but it is still the outcome.
I see.
When you are pushed to view yourself as less important because of the circumstances around you, then that is what you will convince yourself of. And if other people are not there or do not bother to pay you any mind, then it simply secures that thought process. It's okay to need people, it's okay to need comfort, and it's okay to need someone to pull you out of that.
I,
You do not seem to have anyone to do that.
I did a bit. Sometimes if I was struggling, Miles would be there for me.
That is good.
Huh.
But you don't have anyone right now.
No, I don't. Really.
I think that is something important that you should think on. I do not mean to overstep in any way, but if you
Yeah.
do not feel as though you can communicate your feelings with people you are close with, then I do not know how close you really are with those people.
Uh, huh. I see.
Yeah.
Mm,
We might need more yeast later, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I have materials for it if we need.
Okay. How do I do this?
You'll mix the chocolate truffles with the sweet dough and the yeast in there. Actually, I think it's supposed to be in the oven. Yes, it's in the oven. We have to put it in the oven. My
Oh,
apologies. This one here.
no worries. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
need for yeast so I can make more.
Winter?
Mm.
Thank you. I haven't talked like this with someone in a long time.
Of course. I consider you a very good friend.
You
I
do?
do not like. Yes, of course.
Mm.
I do not like seeing my friends left to be upset and alone.
I see. Oh, a lot more.
Hmm. I think you deserve a lot more than you give yourself or that others give you.
I don't need more. I can function
Think
without more.
in functioning does not mean you are living.
I mean, am I even really living at all?
Yes,
um, I mean, Winter, I'm a doll.
I am a skeleton.
I mean,
Do you
yes,
consider
but
me not living?
no, you're a person.
And so are you. I see no difference.
Um,
You
but
not you do not need a heartbeat to be alive. You do not need human flesh or bone or blood to be alive.
mm,
It does not matter what you are, just that you are living. You are
but
thinking, you're feeling,
but everything about me is artificial. I'm made of
and
plastic.
and
um,
you are still alive. You still feel things. You still have thought and feeling. You still enjoy things. You still dislike things,
I mean, I didn't always feel things.
which you do now. You
Yes,
learned things.
but I don't know if the way I feel things is even real. And if that's not real,
I
then
think
I'm not.
if it is how you are feeling, and I would say it's real.
Hmm. I'm not sure how to think about this current subject.
That's okay.
Hmm. It is?
Of course. You do not need to know everything. You don't need to have a reason for everything or a justification for everything. Sometimes people just don't know.
I see. I haven't heard that from somebody in a long time.
I think it's something maybe you needed to hear then.
I I have to say, I think I might agree with you.
And I am glad to have been able to tell you.
I'm glad to have you around.
I'm glad to be around.
Winter,
Mm-hmm.
when we find a way for you to get back home, do you plan to head back?
I am unsure.
Yeah.
Would depend, I suppose, on if there is anything to return to.
Is there anything currently for you to return to?
I don't know. I do not know what's happening on the other side.
Mm. We need some more things to burn. I'll go see if I have anything.
All right.
Right, right. I, I was silly to think they'd stay for me. I, I don't know. It, they were the first friend I made in a long time. I was hoping I'd have somebody want to stay for me. I shouldn't have thought of that. That's selfish, anyways. Why would they stay for me? I'm some stranger they met a couple of months ago. Even if they say they're my friend. When was the last time I made a friend? I think Azalea and Finn were the closest ones. They don't like any of the citizens here. And enjoy the time I have. Don't want to think about losing any more friends after all. I got some more coal.
All right. Does the idea of me returning home upset you?
That? I don't have a right to feel upset about that.
That's not how feelings work.
I... Yes, it does.
That's fair.
It is?
Yes.
How is that fair?
You consider me a friend, don't you? Yes.
Yes, I do.
I think most people would be relatively upset at the idea of their friend going somewhere very far. Somewhere where you don't necessarily know if continued contact would be available.
Oh, I didn't realize I was allowed to be upset about that.
You are. Everyone is.
Well, then, well then, thank you.
Of course. If I did go home, that would not change anything. I would still consider you my friend. And if there were a way to visit or communicate, I would use that.
I I'd like that.
I would as well.
Hmm. I don't think I'd like to lose contact with you.
I would not like to either. I think I would get quite bored.
Am I entertaining?
You're very enjoyable to be around.
Uh,
I like hearing you talk about things.
oh, I I'm glad. I wasn't expecting that.
Why not?
Some people don't enjoy hearing my rambles.
I don't see why not.
Um, Sometimes when I get too into what I'm talking about, they find it annoying or sometimes creepy.
I don't.
Uh, I'm glad you don't.
Let's see. I have some jam if we do we have bread? Actually I can make bread.
Shush! Don't say anything when they're right there. Mm, watch it.
Jam roll.
Oh,
Jam
oh,
roll.
thanks. Having jam rolls is very enjoyable. Oh, the treats you left the other day in my mailbox, I greatly appreciated, by the way.
I'm glad.
They reminded me I needed to eat.
Well, I am glad I sent them then. Next time I will have to put some actual meals in there then, perhaps.
I mean, I'm very happy to have the sweets you make.
As happy as I am to make sweets, I do not think that is necessarily healthy for you.
It was worth a try.
Hmm. Unfortunately, I do believe in the idea of eating healthy foods on occasion.
Uh, Maybe one day I can change your mindset on that.
No, unfortunately not.
I can try.
You very much can attempt.
Who knows, maybe I'll be able to at least change some of your perspective.
Mm, You do that on a lot of things, but I highly doubt in this case that is possible.
Oh? What have I've changed your perspective on things?
Hmm.
Like what, if you don't mind me asking?
Mm, People, this place. There
I
is small things that